Heisman Trophy. The whole what we've been waiting for, debating all season, comes down to tomorrow. Man, I've had debates with Sean King and Coach JB this morning about this. They're saying Matt McChesney and Deion Sanders jinxed Travis Hunter getting the Heisman. Matt, go ahead and respond to that because I've debated.
Well, I think it's. I mean, I don't know how you can jinx something that's already done. I mean, that's like negative 5,000 on betting sites. So,
yeah,
Travis Hunter's winning the Heisman tomorrow night. I mean, I'm pretty confident in being able to say that. Wouldn't you agree?
Absolutely. I mean, if you, yeah. It would have to be like a mafia fix or something like that. Like
for real. Like he's won every other award that you can win pretty much, other than the Thorpe, which I don't understand how you can win the Bednarik, but you don't win the Thorpe. That's crazy to me.
It makes sense.
I think it's a lock. I don't even think it's close. So, the other candidates are nice stories and they had good years, but what Travis did was, I think it'll be looked back on as one of the best college football seasons in the history of the game, to be completely honest with you. Not just a Heisman season. Like, you start talking about all-time Heisman seasons, and you have to put him in the top 5, if not the top 3, in my opinion. This is what he's done is incredible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, absolutely. When you talk about the snaps that he had, that he basically played this year, when you talk about winning the Bednarik, when you talk about winning the Biletnikoff against steep competition, you look at the year T-Mac had down in Arizona, and I feel bad for him. I mentioned it on the show last night. It's like when people ran up against the 72-10 Bulls, like there were a lot of teams that had great seasons, but you just ran up against the wrong guy at the wrong time. And apologies to the guys like Dylan Gabriel had a great year, Ashton Jeanty, great year, but man, generational, man. Like we're talking the G word, and I know we throw that out a lot, but we may never ever see a season like this again. Like we may never see somebody win the Bednarik and the Biletnikoff again. And I just think that there would have to be something like a clear, motivated misjudgment or guided travesty. Give me some more words. It don't matter. Any type of word.
It would be a fix, is what it would be.
F-I-X.
It would have to be a fix in order for him not to win. But let me ask you this then, because you just said it and I said it yesterday. This is generational. This may never happen again, to clean sweep all the awards. So doesn't that almost make the Thorpe Award like complicit in this fix? Because how can you win the Bednarik and not win the Thorpe? And he wasn't even a finalist for it either. That's ridiculous. So he can win all these other awards, but he doesn't win the award that specifies the position in which he won all the other awards at. I mean, it doesn't make sense to me. That, in my opinion, it's almost criminal, because you're never going to have a situation again where somebody can win every award he's up for. Like that, ever. It's never going to happen again, folks. I know Barry Bonds was juiced, but this is Barry Bonds hitting 90 home runs or whatever. I'm exaggerating, but still, this is an all-time season, and I just wish the Thorpe Award would have just really thought about what they were doing before they did it.
Yeah.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I think that it takes a little bit of luster off the award, in my opinion. It's just like, you think about think about some of the guys, but I'm like, bro, like, think about this. Well, if I believe in, let's say it's a shoe guy, and there's a shoe guy, and I say he's the holy grail of shoes, and this guy has the best opinion of shoes, and yada, yada, woody, woody, and he comes back and he says, the greatest shoe of all time is the K-Swiss Classic. And I'm like, bro, not comparing anybody else to a K-Swiss, but I'm just saying, the best shoe of all time is the K-Swiss Classic. When you have Jordans, you have Bo Jacksons, you have Deion's, Pennies, Barclays. Clearly, there is something flawed with your thinking. And so now going forward, when he says something, I kind of take it with a grain of salt, because like you said, you look at the clean sweep that Travis Hunter made last night, and you're like, is the Thorpe just trying to be different? Are they just trying? Like, you ever see?
He's not even a candidate.
Like, it doesn't make sense.
You're not a candidate.
Like the top 4, like you look at the top 4 stats. So if you add Travis Hunter to Malachi Starks, Janae Barron, who I think had a great year, and Caleb Downs, he's second, and second in the main categories for that award, and first when it comes to overall overall defensive rating according to PFF. Like, how can you be 2-2-2-1 and not even 3? Like, the math doesn't even math. So, I mean, at that point, it's like, bro, like, all right, okay, Thorpe, y'all, you ever see people that just say stuff just so they can get views, or say stuff just so people can look at them? So, what better way? Because think about this: the Thorpe Award doesn't go along with the rest of these awards. They get out in front of it. They're first. They stand on the island by themselves. So maybe that was one of those things where they're just like, hey, look at us. We're the Thorpe Award. And, hey, we have different standards. And we're Thorping it because Jim Thorpe was the Thorpiest. And no disrespect to him, but come on, bro. Like, I feel like that was more so of a look at me moment. Just like when a ref in a game makes a tough call that you haven't called all game. Like, well, I'm the ref. And you're going to respect my authority. That's kind of how I feel like the board with the Thorpe kind of handled Travis Hunter. And now you're just seeing that with everybody else just kind of saying, okay, guys, like, let's call a spade a spade. This guy's the best player in college football on either side of the ball.
Yeah.
Which kind of makes you look at the Thorpe Award like, all right, bro, y'all got to fix it. Like, and maybe
it's just maybe the Thorpe Award was thinking like we're just going to give it to a guy who only plays DB. That's the only thing I can come up with. Like, just a pure DB, and that's it. Not a guy who does literally everything. So, but again, that's their choice, I guess. I don't give away the award. Obviously, I've never backpedaled in my life. I kick-stepped a couple of times, but never backpedaled.
Man, like even with real quick, even with Barron, the type of year that Barron had, phenomenal year. I watched Barron all year long. Great guy, filled up the stat box. But for Travis Hunter not to even be a finalist, that's what's kind of just like not even a finalist.
So what's a bigger snub? Travis getting snubbed for the Thorpe. I mean, he's not even a finalist, or Shador getting snubbed for the Heisman.
Man, that's almost like asking who's the tallest, like Undertaker or Kane. Like, they both up there. Like, they both the same, bro. Like, I'm like, bro, like it's just like random slaps in the face. Like, are you serious? Which kind of makes
why do you think that's happening now? Do you think people are getting Colorado fatigue?
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's Colorado fatigue. I think it's Deion fatigue. I think it's just the program fatigue.
Fuck yeah, it is. I'm so glad. That makes me so happy. We make you tired. It's
just fatigue, man, because you can't come up with like, if there was an argument that made sense, truly, then I would go for it. But
there's not.
It's not. It's not. Like, there's not.
It's just hate.
Clean, old-fashioned, good old-fashioned, just like the rivalry between Georgia and Georgia Tech. Good old-fashioned hate. Like, that's all it is, bro.
God, that was a hell of a game, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yes, it was.
God almighty, that was a good college football game, bro. That shit was awesome. All right, well, look. The awards are what they are. Heisman Trophy is going to go to Travis Hunter tomorrow night, the second in the school's history, behind a great friend of mine, and, you know, God rest his soul, Rashawn Salam, who've been looking down on the proceedings. It's special, man, when your you know, alma mater and a place where you play gets to hoist a Heisman. That's a pretty special moment. It happened in my childhood when I was growing up, and it was one of those moments where you're like, wow, Colorado's really on the map. Look what Coach McCartney did. And it's another one of those moments in Boulder, you know, so many years later, what it would be 30 years later now to the year that, you know, you can look back and say, look what Coach Prime and all of his guys did. So